Hello and welcome to all on the Lightning Component Development Session Day 2. I'm Singh, and here in this session we will learn, we will get to know what is the Aura framework and how that is being used in our Lightning component. We'll also learn what is the component library and how we are using this component library, how the component library will be helping us throughout the component development sessions and after that as well. And we'll also see the SLDS standard lightning design system, how we can use that SLDS in our lightning component to change the look and feel our lightning component to format our lightning component as per our requirement. And we'll also see what are the basic lightning component, what are the lightning based component, and then after that we will create a simple application that will calculate a percentage for a given number based on the given percentage value and show the output using the lightning based component only. We are not going to use any JavaScript controller for that. So let's get started on that. So basically the lightning component library is the place where we get all the lightning references to all the reference for the development, like lightning events, lightning components, lightning reference, lightning base components, UI components, all the interfaces, all available lightning components, events. So to get the lightning component library, you can either go to Google and simply search for lightning component library, or you can simple put / component reference / suite.app next to your lightning domain. So let's go ahead and let me show you how you can go to the lightning component library after logging into your Salesforce org. So this is the my Salesforce org, and this is the complete URL. Let me open in a new tab, and after here I will type component reference / suite.app, and this will redirect me to the sorry, I think I misspelled it. We need to type / component reference / suite.app, and that is suite.app, and if you hit enter you will get to component library. And here in the component library we will get the component reference, all the components, the lightning based components, Aura components, whatever all the components that are here available in your org. I remember in the first tutorial we created my first component that is coming under C, because the default namespace is C for any org if that particular org don't have any namespace. What are the force component? The canvas, applications, input fields, output field. So these are all the resources that developer can use while developing the lightning components, and you can also see all the components are here available in the lightning library. If you click on any one, whatever the available are here, it will get back to you the new page where it will show you the code. It will also show you the documentation, whatever the specification, how you can use it. So this is the basic place where you can get each and everything related to the lightning component. Introduction to Aura framework. Basically our lightning component runs inside a framework that is called as a Aura framework that provides two kind of resources. One is component, the component that we build the things to show the users, to give the access to the user to perform the different kind of actions or the different kind of UI. We can provide the UI as per our requirement. And the events are the that may be browser events, the system events, or component and application events. It also contains the Aura and UI namespace for developing the standalone application. So, and to get the Aura document, you just need to type Aura docs reference.app next to your lightning domain, and you will get to the Aura documentation. So let me show you how you can navigate to the Aura framework. So this is the lightning base URL. Let me open new tab, and after that I will type docs/reference, and after hitting the enter you will redirect to the our documentation site. And here in the our documentation site, on the left side you will see the application, Aura namespace, whatever the application that we created, the application that are available under this Salesforce org, whatever the all other things are available for the different namespace like force chatter, lightning require, lightning out app, wave analytics for creating a standalone app or putting the dashboards in the communities. And for the components you will also see Aura, you will also see the component that is available in our org. We will also see all the interfaces available over here. We can also create our own interface. You can also see the events. What are the events? Aura events, application component, and these are the system events that we can use and will also use while we will be doing the complete project. So this is the place where we can find all about our application, all about our docs, whatever all the events are there present in the lightning development. You can see that navigation to list, navigate to object home, so an edit record, create record. So this place we will be using this place whenever we are developing the lightning component. Not only here in the tutorial part, we will also see the use of this particular document, this particular place in our real-time project as well. So SLDS is basically a standard lightning design system that Salesforce provides to make the look and feel of our lightning component as per the requirement. We can change the styling sheets, we can change the padding and margin, we can also create a very good look and feel. We can also alert the messages with the help of toast messages, or we can also show the messages in the division with the help of different colors. So for SLDS you can just go ahead in the Google and type SLDS, and you hit enter. The first link that you will get will be lightning design system. You can open that SLDS, and here in the SLDS in the left side, if you click on the more, you will see all the things that you will get here, whatever the utilities, what are the icons available here that we are going to use in our application. And these are the different icons that we will use in our application for the different purpose. And here you can also search. For example, if you wanted to search for padding, you can just type padding, and here you will see the suggested search. You can select one, and after selecting it will redirect you to the page where you will get a lot example related to that particular CSS that you are trying to search. Here you can see that if you wanted to see the padding from the top, from the right, or if you wanted to see the padding from the around, means top, bottom, left and right, horizontal, vertical. And here you can also select the density for cozy density or compact density. So it's time to do some lab hands-on experience, hands-on component. We will create a new component, or we will use the earlier component that we created in day one, and we'll apply some standard CSS using the SLDS, and we'll also write our own CSS using the style.css component. So let's go ahead and change the look and feel of the component that we created on the day one. This component we developed on day one. Here you can see, if I go ahead on the application and click on preview, you will see that there is no space from the top, there is no space from the left as well. So what we will do first, we will provide some spacing from the top, from the left, from the bottom and from the right as well. So what we will do, we will go to the SLDS. We already opened the padding. We select around, as we wanted to give the spaces from all around, and we will select this SLDSP around small. Go to the bottom on the code section. You just need to copy this particular part, go back to the component, paste this component over here, hit enter, and here we put this whole content inside this division, the division that is on the parent. Now how it will do, it will provide a small padding around all bottom, top, left, right. So if you will refresh the application, you will see that there is a small difference that we put using the SLDS. And now what we'll do, we will change the color for each and every tags inside this division, that is h1, h2, whatever this. So we'll go ahead and click on style component. It will create a new component related with it will create a new bundle, that is my component.css, that will be tightly coupled with this component. Here if you can see, every style class will start from this and followed by this. You can put anything. If you want to give any class name, you can just after putting the space, we can just put the class name, and this class name we can use. So let's say in our example, what we wanted to do, we just wanted to change the background color as yellow, and then we will change the different color. We will provide the different color for each and every paragraph. So what it will do, whatever styling you will put here, it will be applied for the complete component. And after that, if you will provide any other CSS and will use those class or the different tags, that will override the default CSS. So let me go ahead. We are going to provide background color as an hello, and after this, let's go ahead and just refresh and see if this is working or not. You can see that the background color for this component is yellow. Now if I wanted to change this, the background color of this text as a red, or the color of this particular paragraph or particular h1 tag as a red, what I will do, I'll just go ahead and create another class followed by this. For example, let's say red, color red, and now go ahead and for this h1 tag, provide the class attribute and provide the class that we created here in a style. Here we can use only class, we cannot use the IDs. So now if you'll go ahead and refresh this, the color should be changed for this particular paragraph as a red. Now if you wanted to change the color for this paragraph as a green, this paragraph as a blue, and this as a black, you can simply go ahead, copy and paste the class. You can say add this in as green, and then provide the class in the component for those tags. And you can see it has been changed to green. It is also green. Why? Because we didn't change the oops, it's blue. Okay, here it's blue. This is the blue, this is the division is green, and this is as well. So here we didn't provided any styling, any class for the paragraph tag. This is how we can provide the styling from using the style component. If we wanted to provide the style at the tag level as well, we can use style tag and then provide, for example, let's say background color as red and color as white. So we'll go ahead and refresh this. the background color for that particular paragraph. Okay, so the color for this paragraph is text color for this particular text is white, and the background color is not working. Why? Okay, there is a spelling mistake. Now if you refresh, it will work. You can see. So this is how we can use standard Lightning CSS. We can use the style.css component for the any particular component, and we can also put whatever the styling you want, like font size. For example, if you want to provide font size for the complete component, you can just put 30px, for example, and it will increase the size of the whole content that is inside that particular component. If you wanted to increase the font size for a particular class, you can just override. Here you can see that the component is the text for that particular class is 30px, and all other are same as whatever the default text size is. And so this is the way we can change the look and feel of our component. We can also change the look and feel of the application by creating the style CSS. For example, if we change the background color as red and see what happens. You can see why this is happening. Let me tell you, because we are running this particular my first component inside Lightning application, and we are providing the CSS for the application. So first it will use the CSS for this application, and whatever the style we have provided to the application, it will apply to the whole application, to the whole component. That is, whatever all the components are here, and this particular CSS style will be applied to the complete components, no matter how many numbers of components we have provided there. And then after that, it will take the CSS from the component. For example, you can see that if I change the color to white, you will see that the size of the text is already 30px. And now let's go ahead and change the CSS and make this yellow as important. Now see how it is working. It is changing the background color as yellow. Why this is? Because we are making this background style CSS in the component CSS as an important. So what it will do, it will override whatever the background color is being used for from the application CSS. So if you are in a situation where your styling is not working, whether it is class or it is tag level styling, you can just put the important. You can make that particular CSS as an important, and that will do the trick. So introduction to Lightning based component. So what are the Lightning based components? Lightning based components are those components that starts with the Lightning colon, and then after that you can put input for taking the input. You can also put Lightning buttons for the button, icon for getting the icon with the icons, whatever the icon we saw in the SLDS. We can also create Lightning cards. We can create layouts for different layouts using the Lightning layout tab. We can also create Lightning tabs for input name, like title, first name and last name, input address for getting the input for complete address. And then we have data table for showing the records in a table format, and we can also edit the table using inline edit functionality of data table. Then we also have a map, exciting feature of the latest release. We can show the record, we can show the address in a map using the map marker. We can also create tab set. We can also create multiple tabs using the tab set and inside and then Lightning tab inside that. So these are the basic lightning components, base component. If you wanted to explore more, just go ahead to the component reference and click on the lightning section. You will get all the base components, whatever the lightning components are here, you will get all those components inside this lightning. And if you wanted to see other components like UI components, force components, you will also see all those components over here. So these are the basic lightning components. And now let's go ahead and create a sample calculator. And before we create a sample calculator, I would like to introduce math function in the lightning that we are going to use here in this tutorial. So there are many functions provided by lightning, as we can also use this function in the VFS. To add two numbers, we can just add two numbers in a very easy way using the VFS. But here in the lightning components, we have math functions that we can use to add, subtract, multiply, division, to find the modulos, to find the absolute number, or to find the negative number of any given number. So I'll also post the link for these math functions so that you can also go through with all other functions that are available here in the lightning. We can use for example if, and, or, concat. So there are multiple functions that you can go through and use. You can also use these all function in your hands-on for the practice purpose of lightning components, and you can see how amazing these functions are here, how we can utilize this function. So in this utility, in this tutorial, what we are going to do, we will build a simple lightning component that will call as percentage calculator, where we will provide two input, one for whole number and the other one for taking the input of percentage, and it will show the percentage. It will calculate the percentage using these math functions that we have, and will also show the output of that particular percentage. Whatever the for example 20% of 400 is, whatever the output will be there, will show the output here. So before going ahead, before developing the component, let's just see how we can calculate the percentage for any number. For example, to calculate the percentage, there is a basic formula that we can use. For example, if you wanted to calculate the percentage for 200 and the percentage is 20, and then we divide the whole, whatever the number comes, by 100. So what we need to do, first we will use multiply function to multiply those two numbers, and then we will use a division function to divide the whole number by 100, and we'll see. I will also verify this percentage calculator using some standard window calculator to see if our functionality is working fine or not. So let's go ahead and create the component. We don't need to implement any interfaces, as we are not going to use anywhere this calculator. So first what we'll do, we will create two attribute of number type. So aura, call an attribute name whole number, type will be number, okay. So before we go ahead, I would like to give the basic introduction of the attributes. Attributes are nothing. These are the variables that we create variables in Apex class using the getter setter properties, or using some other using the public variables. So attributes are nothing. These are just the variables that we use in lightning components. and these are the two required parameters. First one is name, the name of the attributes, and the second one is type, what is the type of that attribute. So let me take the example of Apex class so that you can get a more clear picture on this. For example, in Apex class, if you wanted to create a string type of variable, we create public string and then just put the name. So name, whatever the name here we wanted to put, this is the name, and the type, whatever the type we are here, this is the type, and we can provide the access. There is a access attribute, that is public, global, or whatever we want the attribute we can provide here. We can also provide those attributes over here, public, global, or private. The same thing, if we provide the attribute as a public, then it is accessible outside the component. If provided as a private, it is not accessible outside the component. Okay, we need to provide integer instead of number, and then we will use two input fields. So let's go ahead to our lightning component library, find lightning, because we are going to use lightning base input. Find input here and then select lightning input. As we wanted to put the number as a whole number, so select on number input, and you can just take any, copy and paste in your component. So you can see that type is number, what is the name of field, enter, you can see that enter a number, and for value there is an attribute that is called as value. Here in this value we can bind the value, we can take the value from the variables using v dot the variable name. We will discuss about this syntax. This is not this is similar like VA pages that we do to show the value of any variable in the VA page. We use exclamation mark and then the variable name. Here in the lightning, what we do, we use the same syntax, but there is one extra thing, that is v dot. V is nothing, it's just called as a value provider. If you are putting v dot the name of the attribute whatever we have given, it will bind whatever the value we will input in the input field, it will bind the value in this variable, like same as getter and setter properties in the VA pages. So, and the other thing we'll also use for the percentage, and here enter a percentage. So this is for seeing the output. Let's go to our application, comment out this and add that component. If you click on update preview, it will update the application. Here you can see that as we put the background color as a red in the application, this is why it is showing as a red. So let's go ahead and remove the styling because we don't need the style as of now. Sorry, it's not working here. Here you can see that the same thing, there is no space from the top, bottom or right. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll also use the same thing. We'll provide the margin for both. We'll go to our component. We already put the code inside the division tag, so we will do this. Here you can see now there is a basic difference. So here you can see enter a number and put enter, percentage, you can percentage. And one more thing, as this is a percentage, it should be a percentage, not a number. So go to here in the input. Here you can go to the specification. In the specification you can find percentage. Here you can see that percentage fixed formatter. So this is an other attribute. This is another attribute for the lightning colon input. If you provide the formatter as percentage or percentage fixed or currency, it will take the input in this format. So let's go ahead and add this attribute in our input for the percentage formatter, and then from percentage fixed. Now if you'll see that it is showing as 23%. The other thing is, what we need to do, we just need to show the output of these two fields. First we need to multiply these two fields. First let me show you how we can use these fields over here to show the output. We can just put this is the syntax to show the output. The same thing we can do for the percentage. So like for example, if you wanted to give a line break, you can give. If you go here in the application, refresh that, whatever the output you will type here in the number, it will automatically type here, and then for the percentage as well. Why this is happening? Because we have put these two numbers over here, and this work as a real time. Whatever you will do here, it will be changing the value on the below where you are using to show the output or anything. And now what we'll do, we will use the math function multiply, MULT, for multiplying these two numbers. So let's go ahead, put the BR tag as well. MULT, and then put these two numbers. Same logic as VFS. We use exclamation mark only once, and then we put the variable name, the attribute, whatever we wanted to use. As of now it is showing as 9, not a number because we don't have any value. 23, it is showing at 529. For example, if I 223, it will show again 2600. Now next step is, what we need to do, we need to use the division method to divide the value of these two variables by the 100 to get the percentage. So what we'll do, we'll just wrap up this complete function inside division, and we'll divide by 100. Now we will test and see how it is working. Provide 220 and see, this is the percentage of 200 is 20, it is 40. If you wanted to make sure, open the calculator, (200) multiply by 20 and then divide by 100. Oops, I forgot it. You can see that 40. So the calculation is correct. This is a simple utilities and percentage calculator we built here. And if you wanted to put some text like the percentage of this percent of this is, you can put text like this. If whatever you will put the value for the number, whole number, the percentage, you can see that 20% of, sorry, it is not 20%. It will look good. You'll see that 20% up to 100 is 40. And in the next video we'll also see how we can show this value only if this value for these two fields are already fields. If not filled, don't show any value over here. So we will see that thing in the next upcoming tutorials. So I hope that you have learned something new here in this video, and you also see that how we can use the Lightning component library to develop the component. Here in the input you can see that these are the specifications, these are the name, type, and how you can use this for name, value. You can also provide variant, you can provide if that particular input is disabled or not, read only. So there are a number of attributes for any Lightning based component, for input address, input field, and you can go ahead and you will find each and everything over here in the Lightning component library. And the same as for the Aura docs, here you will find each and everything related to the Aura docs that we will once we will start working with the JS controller file, and this particular document will be very helpful for us. In the last, we also have some questions. What is the difference between Lightning based components and UI components? The first thing, the main difference between Lightning based components and UI components is that the Lightning based components comes with their own unique UI and standard style sheets, but in case of UI components we have to give them the manual style sheets for changing the look and feel. And also UI components are being deprecated, so it's highly recommended to use Lightning based components so that your component doesn't break in future. What are the benefits of Lightning based components? The benefits of Lightning based components are the same, that we have the UI part, the standard style sheet for those components. We have also Lightning based components that are very useful for showing the record detail at once by just providing the ID of that particular record. We have also based components where we can show the record detail for like using the field set in Lightning component, because in VAPS we can use field set, but there was a drawback in Lightning that we can't use field set. But now we have those field Lightning based component as well for using the field sets. And the difference between Lightning based component and force components: in the Lightning based component that are working as a input text field in the Lightning in the VAPS, and four components are working as an input field of VAPS. As in the VAPS, if we put as input field and then provide the value for any field, it shows the label of that field and the type of whatever the type of that particular field is. The same thing is as for the force component. If we provide force colon input field, and suppose we are giving the opportunity stage name, it will show the stage name as a label, and it also create a drop down using the values of that stage name field. So these were the basic question. If you have any question, you can tweet me on my Twitter handle, or you can come up with a comment section in the video. I hope you have a great day with this video and you have learned a lot on this. Thank you guys, and thanks for watching the video, and see you on next video.